Okay, so previously I've talked to you about what core stability really is. Like I say, to bring it down to the basics, we're talking about the lumbar spine, the lower back being in neutral, or its best position and alignment, and it's about the abdominal wall holding it in place. Let's give you a little bit more detail about how that works. Okay, so as we can see on my friend to the side here, he's actually going to do something to earn his money now. If you can see from the side, we have these natural curvatures in the spine. Okay, the idea for that is that it acts then as a bit of a spring. So we don't want our back to be flat. We want it to have natural curvatures. That means that the vertebrae in the spine stack up on top of one another like this. We have these discs that sit in between. My back becomes too rounded, I force the discs out backwards, and that can cause wear and tear and damage. If I march too far the other way, I have the same problem with the disc going in the opposite direction. It can also cause muscles to become tight and upset. So we find these type of change in curvatures and position a lot in people with lower back pain. Now, a lot of that can be fixed. So I can teach you how to tilt the pelvis and move. Once we fix this natural lumbar curve, the job then is that the abdominal muscles should be working to hold our position. Now, this is again some interesting areas to talk about. Our abdominal wall is made up 3 different layers. Okay, we have some muscles that run round, and they transfer around transversely, and weirdly, they're called transversus. Okay, so the idea is they sit like a weight belt, they're sometimes called. Okay, we need that to work, but not on its own. We've also got some other muscles that come down at different angles. Okay, and they're called obliques. You'll often be told about how these sit, and they sit toward the outside. They're responsible for stabilizing my rib cage in relation to my pelvis. They could do some other jobs, a little bit of rotation and stuff like that as well too. The other muscles, which most people are more familiar with, I know you've all got these, is going to be your 6-pack, which is actually an 8-pack. So that's rectus abdominis that comes down from the middle. Okay. Now, at this stage, you're probably wondering why I'm so bad at drawing. However, what I've done here is I've shown you how all the different fibers of the abdominal wall run in different directions. Now, this is the trick for core stability. If I can squeeze all of these muscles at the same time, so call it a brace, if I can squeeze and engage those muscles together, it makes a stiff material. All those different fibers running in different directions stabilize the middle of my body. If you remember back to the clip that I've talked about previously, if I can be stable here, it means that the force I can produce through my hip can transfer through my body. It also saves my lower back. If this is producing force and this doesn't move, my back is happy. Likewise, the other way down. If this is stable and I produce force from my upper body, it transfers down and through, my back is happy. So this is how we can start to take some of these principles of core stability. We learn how to brace so we can control the center of our body, and we have a feel and touch to understand when our body's in neutral through a range of different complex activities. Tune into part 3. What we're going to then go over is some of the exercises so you can actually see that in practice, and I'll show you how you can start to build up your own core stability. All right?